What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Spitballz. We got the whole four back this episode, which is nice.
Tess, how's
Test
your jaw feel?
feeling.
It's good.
Do you have a rubber
I'm
band?
wired up a little bit.
He's wired shut. He's in
You
his
see,
Kanye era.
So do I.
I'm screwed.
Holy shit. He's literally Kanye.
Dude, this episode
Yeah.
he's spinning through the wire.
I have a lot of medicine.
Wait, how well? Say a whole sentence.
Hi, I'm Luke, and my jaw is wired shut right now because I broke it.
Can you
That's
say
fucking
can you say she sells
Dude,
that
like last
before?
last week, it was like, "Hi, I'm Luke," and it was bad.
Does it hurt?
Not really anymore.
He kind of looks like a kid from Finding Nemo.
He's on the painkiller.
The girl with the pigtails.
Dude, like last week, it was the worst pain I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Dude, like I wouldn't wish that on like Sal.
I wouldn't wish that on Sal.
So yeah.
All right. We're going to start this episode with another wagon of the week.
That's what we're starting with.
March Madness. We got a ton of wagons. So, Sal, do you want to start or?
Yeah, I'll start. I mean, it's the clear choice. They've won every single game they've played by 15. They're going into the Final Four. They're going to be Miami, UConn. They're the only team that can win.
I mean, if you're gonna pick a March Madness wagon, like it is UConn. They are the
They don't even play close games.
Yeah, they're just dominant, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But my wagon of the week is actually the other only correct choice for wagon of the week. They are 6-0. It's the DC Defenders. They officially have the highest point differential in the league. They're 2 games up on everyone else. They show no signs of being like no weakness at all.
They don't
No
belong.
shots of stopping.
They win close games. They win high scoring games. They win low scoring games. They've been dominant.
But you're saying there should be relegation and they should be in the NFL.
Yeah. So like them and the Texans need to be flipping spots.
Do you think they would beat the Texans?
No, obviously not. But
Obviously not.
all right.
Well, my wagon is same as it was last week.
Miami.
Miami.
So much.
Should we set the scene for the Spitballz fans about the Miami UConn game?
Yeah.
Frank, you can explain it since you're
Okay. So going into the Elite Eight matchup between Texas and Miami, the last Elite Eight matchup that there was so in our bracket pool, I had Texas winning the whole thing. Obviously, we only had one Final Four team left. I had Texas, Sal had UConn, who was already in the Final Four, and Greg had Miami. We were all separated by I think 20 points, so we were all very close in the bracket.
And each game now is like 100 points.
Basically, it came down to whatever, because one of those 3 teams had to make it to the national championship. There was no other way to do that. So whatever team made it to the national championship won our bracket pool. So now that Texas has lost, it's Sal with UConn and Greg with Miami, and the winner wins the entire bracket pool, just based off of how crazy this March Madness has been.
Dude,
Obviously, Sal's riding with UConn as his wagon, Greg's riding with Miami as his wagon.
The crazy
No one
part,
said they could beat Houston, and look what happened.
I low-key thought like the whole time I picked Texas to go to the finals. And apparently I picked UConn to beat Texas, so that's great.
No one thought they could beat Texas.
All right, test your wagon, and then we'll get into. I have so much to say about March Madness. So
My wagon is Yankee shortstop Anthony Volpe. What a fucking job
Did you see today?
that kid did in the spring training. He already made the roster. He
made 2
still
diving
making
plays
great
today.
plays. I think at the beginning of spring training he was probably like the 3rd guy, to make the fucking final roster, and he did.
And honestly, like he could not perform well in the beginning of the season, but
I don't think he will.
there's an excitement in the Bronx that we haven't had in a long time.
I think
not
he's
true.
gonna go there, and
Dude,
I
we
don't
have
think
a
he's
we have a
gonna-
shortstop. It's actually
Every
a
year
shortstop.
is exciting in the Bronx.
No, we have a. This is a different level just because of this one
Okay.
player. Like we have in people's minds the Derek Jeter replacement. Finally,
He's from Jersey, Yankee fan, same thing.
You're going to replace one overrated player with another overrated player. It's fine.
Dude, the hate is already starting, and this kid hasn't even played in an MLB game.
No, I think he's probably going to start very slow. Because there's definitely a lot of
A lot of
pressure and hype
pressure.
on
I
the
think
kid.
hitting wise, he might start slow, but he's obviously a great fielder.
Yeah, I think he'll be a better
Fielding
fielder
translates to the
than.
MLB.
I just thank God that we live in a day and age in baseball where the defensive frauds like Derek Jeter, if they play today, will be exposed. So
Okay, but Volpe's
Yeah!
obviously not a defensive fraud. At least not yet. He's a great defender.
so
So there's definitely
he's an outstanding defender.
outstanding. Okay, now it's time to officially get into March Madness. We'll do our full MLB preview following our March Madness discussion. But yeah, we're doing that this episode. But okay. I want to start off our March Madness discussion by saying, and I want you to take, obviously I have biases in this because I was riding with Texas. They were my team this tournament and they lost, and I'm salty about that. But this Final Four sucks. We were like 3 bounces of the ball away from a Final Four of Creighton, Texas, UConn, and
bam.
and Kansas State. And instead of Texas, Kansas State, and Creighton, we have San Diego State, FAU, and Miami. And none of those teams can compete with UConn. And we know none of those teams can compete with UConn. If it was the other way around, it would be completely up in the air as to who's going to win. But I feel like I close my eyes and there's only one possible outcome, and that's UConn winning.
I mean, I do think UConn's going to win.
Like, it was a great tournament up till now, but a completely anticlimactic Final Four.
You can't be upset that teams tried to win. They believe they can win.
No, obviously, like you have to win the games to get there, and I get that. But if UConn is the only team left that you can make an argument that if they win the whole thing, they were the best team in the country.
Is this any different than the national championship last year for football? Where it was a team like it was a great story, but once they got to the national championship, like this isn't really a great game. It's the same situation.
No, but like going into it, I was like, maybe TCU could compete or whatever, or maybe TCU is the second best team in the country. There's no doubt in my mind that FAU, San Diego State, and Miami are not the second, third, and fourth best teams in the country. And I know that's not what it's supposed to be. I know you have to win the games, but just like, I kind of sucks that if it goes a little bit differently, I feel like we have a much more competitive Final Four.
We say UConn's the only team that we think can win because of these stats, but realistically, any team could win.
Realistically, it's March.
I mean, and every analytic ever will tell you that the only team left that can win is UConn. And I feel like that's probably going to hold true.
I agree with that, but that doesn't like.
Not to mention the way that like San Diego State versus FAU is going to be just like Tennessee versus FAU was, which was the most boring. Like it was so boring.
It's hard to say it's a bad finals when it's people love underdog stories until it gets to a certain point.
Yeah, people love underdog stories, but when there's 3 of them and there's 4 teams left, it kind of ruins it.
Miami's not that far of a
stretch. When you have Cinderella stories, they're just happy to be there in the Final Four. Loyola Chicago was there with 3 powerhouses and they lost. But like everyone was rooting for Loyola Chicago. I can't bring myself to root for FAU.
Why?
Well, that's not a big fan of the underdog.
They beat the 2 fan favorite teams. They beat Kansas State and they beat Fairleigh Dickinson. Like, I'm not rooting for that team. I'm not rooting for San Diego State. They play the most boring brand of basketball ever.
I thought you were about to say Tennessee. I was like, bro.
And Miami is just, I personally hate Miami, which I think is in part because I hate the ACC. And I think subconsciously, like, I hate Miami because I hate the ACC, but I also hate them because they beat Texas in the
You don't like this Final Four because there's no team you can root for specifically.
Exactly.
That's what we're getting at. Okay.
But even if Texas wasn't in there, if Creighton was in there, I'd be rooting for Creighton. If Kansas State was in, I'd be rooting for Kansas State.
How do you not root for FAU?
Because they
literally
beat
define all the odds. They beat Fairleigh Dickinson. They do that stupid
dunk. No, they lost their first round game.
They lost their first round.
In my mind, they lost their first round.
I don't like these teams at all.
I mean, I don't like that. I have a lot of fun rooting for UConn personally.
And I think UConn isn't. I don't hate them, but I don't want them to win.
It's
I'd
just
so much rather
pride
Kansas State.
picking them to go to the finals, and it's actually going to happen.
All right. And then I have some other notes that I could just rip through here real quick about just this last weekend. Tennessee's length was not enough to make for their utter offensive incompetence. They aren't even a sound defensive unit, just
He's like
long, and FAU picked them apart with their ball movement. Should have lost by more than they did. Drew Timmy officially owns UCLA. Unfortunately, UConn was just a wagon, but Gonzaga with no expectations performed better than I think most people expected them to. Marquise Noel is one of the greatest passes I've ever seen.
Dude, he went off.
I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit
that
for
one
saying
shot
that
where-
Michigan State versus Kansas State was going to be the game of the tournament.
You remember that one shot where he was like fading with on one leg? Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
hurt his hamstring or whatever. Shot it, banked. Like that was insane.
That was insane. The no look or the arguing oop was electric. Probably the highlight of the tournament. So yeah, fuck FAU for beating them because no one wanted to see that. Sal, stop.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Sal's dying.
You good, bro? Mm-hmm.
All right. San Diego State did what the U.S. government couldn't and locked Brandon Miller up. He went 3 for 18 from the field, making it quite obvious that he is not a shooter.
He just kept shooting. Like he didn't stop.
The irony of that game,
no pun intended.
the irony of that game was just immaculate. The high seeds as a whole were very representative of the college basketball landscape. They all sucked, and it was very hard to determine this year who was actually good. It was all year. The AP poll shifted like crazy.
I mean, I think Alabama was good. San Diego State was just better that game.
Yeah, but I think like a lot of people, like this tournament and just the call, like there wasn't like dominant teams like there were in past years. You know? No, but UConn wasn't dominant all regular season.
I thought Texas was until they
were dominant
blew it in the second half.
Like you look,
Bama was
like, they're just like in like 2021, for example, that Gonzaga and Baylor team are two like the best teams of all time. Like you think of, and they found.
Well, I mean, we knew this year there's gonna be a lot of parity. I mean, the whole season was parity.
So, yeah. I think the Big East is probably the best conference. I think they proved that. The performances of UConn and Creighton. I think it was Big East and Big 12 all year, and I think the Big East probably had a better tournament. San Diego State plays the most boring brand of basketball.
Wait, what conference is UConn?
Shit show.
What? Big East, buddy.
UConn's in the Big East.
Yeah.
Did they win the Big East?
No, Marquette did.
Yeah, okay.
Marquette, Xavier, Creighton, UConn.
They told me.
Contrarily, I used contrarily in my notes. What a fucking guy. UConn versus Miami probably will be a fun game, a lot of points, but I don't think Miami matches up. I think UConn's just gonna keep scoring.
Noted.
And then my last note here is
I'm so excited to be texting Greg.
Kind of an open-ended. I just wrote, is there too much parity in college basketball?
No, I love this. I personally like it.
If you're a good team, just be good, bro.
Yeah, if you're a good team, win a game. Like
I know,
but
it's just like it's like a full 180. Like last year's Final Four was UNC, Villanova, Kansas, and Duke, and this year's Final Four has like.
All right, maybe
I don't like. I love watching
Elite Eight didn't go the way you
in like
wanted.
meaningful games, but I don't want to watch them in the most meaningful games. In the Final Four, you want to watch the powerhouses. You know,
I understand that the Final Four you
Do we
got
really?
isn't it, but like you can't tell me that Elite Eight wasn't 8 of the best 12 teams in March. That played in this tournament.
I think
Teams that played the best got there. Like it's not like.
I think I would have rather seen Alabama and Houston in the Elite Eight.
Outside of maybe FAU, the other teams all played very well against very good teams, and
it's just they're like it's the same reason that we love college basketball. There's as opposed to the NBA where everyone plays the same and just some teams do it better than others. There's so many different play styles in college basketball, which is awesome. But like San Diego State games suck.
You
Like, I
have,
have
you
a
have, you
personal
have to have a
vendetta.
play style that can beat.
They're so boring.
Multiple play styles. You can't rely on the other team to play your game. You have to be able to adapt.
I
And the teams
I
that
know,
can
and
do
I'm
that,
not saying they didn't earn their place there. Like, they won, they should be there. Just like as a fan watching it, it's a little like I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of disappointed at how this tournament has shaped out.
I'll let the NCAA know that you're disappointed in the tournament this year. We'll see.
I'll also let the NCAA know that they missed out on a great overtime game because the refs wanted to call a foul.
Can we talk about that?
Yes, we can.
I was actually about to say that they wanted to call a foul that was a foul that they had to call because
Okay.
it's a foul.
First of all, that game was incredibly physical the entire game, and they were not calling that foul all game. Sorry that he didn't have a clean place to land, but it wasn't like an egregious foul. Like it
wasn't like he touched him. Like you could see like she pushed him off of his spot.
Was it probably a foul? Yes. Was it egregious? No. And no one wants to watch a game end on free throws, especially in the Elite Eight.
If your team gets fouled, you're gonna want that call. You're just gonna want it.
They weren't calling that all game. You can't end the game on that. They don't call fouls on buzzer beaters all the time.
So on a buzzer beater, they're allowed to foul. Is what I'm hearing from you.
No, but you're not allowed to body check someone. But if there's little contact, let it go.
I mean,
it's not hurting anyone by just letting it go.
He pushed them from like here to here.
No, he jumped. He was moving sideways
in midair. He pushed him. He landed in a different spot than where he
did not push him at all. He just blocked his landing point, which is a foul technically, but they weren't calling that all game.
In the first quarter of like a game, that's a foul. At that time, I don't think it should have been a foul.
Especially at the buzzer.
And
I think
because they show the replay, none of the impact affected his arm on the shot. Like he got pushed a little bit, but the shot got up.
The shot got up cleanly. If the shot didn't get up cleanly,
if it's not a foul, then it's not a foul in the first.
I think if the shot didn't get up cleanly, if he was unable to get the shot up because of how hard he was fouled, then that's when you call a foul. But if he gets a clean shot up and has a chance to win the game by making the shot, you let the contact.
That's not the definition of a foul.
I know, but it's
who's regulating these rules?
Can't end a game on free throws like that. That's just
how are you pro like call the foul?
Yeah, how are you pro end the game on a free throw?
If
over overtime.
I don't know what to tell you. Like don't foul.
Bro, he missed the shot terribly. Like
he tapped his hip.
Yeah, that's not an egregious foul. And if you want there to be foul consistency, then I think you change the rule. I don't think you ever let the game end on free throws. If it's a tie game, just give them a full 20. Rule? Give them a full 20-second shot clock to.
Then I would foul them every time they go up for a layup until they can't get into the paint.
Dude,
you can't do that.
I don't know. There's got to be a better way than ending the game on free throws because it sucks. That sucked. That was a great game, and the ending sucked. And I don't know how anyone, as a college basketball fan,
I completely agree with you. The ending sucked. Like I'm not disagreeing. The game got ruined because of a foul, but I'm not blaming the ref. I'm blaming the player who fouled it. Don't foul him.
It wasn't an agreed. Like, what is he supposed to do? There's sometimes where you there's a foul call, and you're like, what was the defender supposed to do? And that was one of them. Like, how are you not going to play the hardest defense you possibly can in a tie game with 5 seconds left in the Elite Eight? Like, you're playing as hard as you possibly can. What is the defender supposed to do?
You can't push. Like, you can't do that.
Dude, he was just playing good defense and ended up in a bad spot where it's like, what is the defender supposed to do? It's a foul, yeah. But, like, was it egregious? They shouldn't have called it. They should just let it go and gone to overtime rather than giving them free throws without time left to get points back. That sucks.
There we go. I'm looking up a YouTube video and I'm gonna watch this again live and I'm gonna show you exactly where he pushed him. But there's an ad, so
he didn't push him.
Like he extended the arm. I'm pretty sure. I only watched it live, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm praying Sal gets proven wrong live.
I can't skip this ad. So.
This is some quality content right here.
All right.
Sal's like arguing that we should like raise taxes. Like nobody like wants this, and he's still
Dude, it makes sense for the economy. It's like,
like
fuck
just shut the
you.
fuck-
Mhm.
Like you're the bad guy in this situation. You're arguing for no fun.
I'm saying, obviously, I didn't want that to happen, but it's what happened, and you can't change that. Bro, what the? All right.
Dude,
He
I don't see a
pushed him
push.
out of the way.
His hand is on him, yeah,
His
but I
arm
don't see a
extends.
push. The
His
shot
arm
went up
fully
cleanly.
extends.
His hand is
arm-
on him.
His arm starts
His other
like
hand is up. The shot went up cleanly. The dude didn't get a clean place to land, but the shot went up cleanly.
his arm
Let
is
it
like
go.
this, and it ends up like that.
Because he
thing
was
to be-
moving that direction.
I was also,
Another thing,
also driving, and then he just pulled up. Like, you can't do that and like not
What
expect it.
it's like, what is the defender's? It's one of the situations where he's playing hard defense because his season is on the line. What is the defender supposed to do there?
another thing about
Can't
that
call
play
that.
You gotta
is
do-
if they didn't call the foul and the play happened how it did, I don't think that there would have been like a huge argument with the player.
Yeah, it would have just
Like
been.
you wouldn't have went to the ref and argued that there was no foul because it really wasn't that.
It wasn't egregious. If he body checked him and if he body checked him and didn't let him get a shot up cleanly, then yes, you call a foul. But if I feel like if it's a buzzer beater and the shot goes up cleanly, whatever happens after that shouldn't matter.
I feel like the fact that people are saying it would have been a foul in the first quarter.
Because
If you
based
think
on the
that's not
law,
a foul,
based on
if
the
you think
rules
that's
of
not a
basketball,
foul
it
at
would have been a
all,
foul in the first quarter.
yeah,
But it's like how they don't call pass interference on Hail Marys.
That's
There are certain
completely
situations in the game where you have to let it go. If
that's
they
a
call
Hail Mary. They would
on Hail
call it.
Mary,
They
there
would
would be a
call a
pass
pass interference.
every Hail Mary.
They call pass interference on no time left if it's like 1st and 5. That's the same thing. Like
Yeah, but chalking up a buzzer
they wouldn't call a foul if it was a half court shot or a full court
Dude,
shot.
if you're gonna take a game winning shot inside of the 3-point line to end the game, you're gonna have to expect to get contact. So
But the
yeah,
fact
I
that
know.
the fact that
I
you can
drooled.
play
I
is a
drooled in
foul.
front of my lab teacher today. It was so embarrassing. Yeah,
Yeah, no, like it's hard to agree with you because you look like fucking a super villain, but I agree with you.
Super villain.
But all right, let's move on to our final four predictions. This is the final four we have, as much as it may. First, in some people's eyes, like some people are thrilled about it. Some people are like me and not thrilled about it, but it is the final four we have. So might as well predict it.
Might as well.
Um,
I'll start.
Okay.
UConn's winning it all, first of all. And I'm gonna give SDSU the honor to lose to UConn in the finals. I don't know where Frank went, but that's my prediction.
Well, UConn's not even making it to the finals, so how about that?
I don't know. They're the only team statistically that was in the.
shut the fuck up.
They were in top 12, week 6 AP poll. They were top 22 in adjusted defensive and top 40 in adjusted offensive.
They're a 1 seed, 2 seeder UConn.
They are a 1 seed, 2 seeder UConn.
Yeah. No, they're statistically they're the only team that can win.
They also they did make their conference semifinals, which is another thing you have to do. So yeah.
To be fair, San Diego State and FAU won theirs. But yeah. And then who do you have winning the FAU
SDS.
San Diego State game, Greg?
Such a weird game, bro. I think because San Diego State didn't deserve to be there, I'm gonna go FAU.
I mean, if you want to go all the way back in the beginning of the tournament, neither deserved to be there
Oh,
because
also,
FAU actually lost to Memphis.
San Diego State also can't win because they're not east of this line. And 100% of national champions since 1997 are located east of that line.
I think hot take. I think San Diego State's gonna win the whole thing.
And who are they going to play in the national championship?
UConn.
San Diego
Go-
State
go
doesn't
ahead, UConn.
impress me when they play. They just win their game.
Yeah, they play
They have good
uh,
defense.
physical, long defensive game.
They're
I think
not
they're
like
going to lose.
impressive.
I think they're going to lose to FAU though, like genuinely, because they play very similar to Tennessee. So FAU already got like a prequel to this game. If they play with the same game plan they played against Tennessee, they should win this game because they should have beat Tennessee by more than they did.
I have a question. How different do you think the bracket looks if FAU lost to Memphis? Do you think Fairleigh Dickinson could have beat Memphis? Because I do actually.
Dude, I think
Like, I don't think because
Memphis'
FAU. I don't think
opinion
FAU
is that
deserves to
Memphis
win that
was
first game.
much better than FAU. But they like Memphis is obviously a more offensive team,
I thought
whereas
Memphis could not get a rebound for their
FAU is a more defensive ish.
Memphis could not get a rebound.
I think it's really hard. Like FDU, it's hard to predict what would have happened.
Yeah, but that one doesn't matter. But who did
I
they
think
play after
had
that?
Memphis won instead of FAU, there would be a different team.
Who would
I
have
don't think Memphis would have been in the Final Four.
I'm trying to look. Who did they play? Who did they just play?
FAU, Kansas State,
Who did they play before that?
Tennessee. I think that's where Memphis would
Probably would have been Tennessee versus Kansas State.
and Kansas State would have won that game. It would be Kansas State.
Wow. One call. One timeout.
But yeah, I think FAU matches up really well against San Diego State, so I think they win that game. UConn's gonna roll through Miami, and then they're gonna roll through
You can
FAU.
go through the Final Four.
Yeah,
I said that last week.
I want.
You may as well chalk it up as their national
financial
champions
reasons,
already.
I want Miami to win because I have people in other pools that have UConn where I'm very close to winning. So for financial reasons, I want Miami.
But you didn't get any Final Four teams, so you're relying on other people now.
Yeah,
to lose. Got it.
Because okay, shut up. But I don't like I close my eyes and I just imagine it, and I don't see a world in which UConn doesn't win.
I completely agree.
Like So
Greg does. Greg sees another world.
yeah,
I mean,
No, it's not.
honestly, I don't see a world where Miami or UConn don't win. Like that, the winner, that's the national championship, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think San Diego State if it's San Diego State versus Miami, I think San Diego State matches up damn well in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Should be an exciting weekend. Why is it Monday? Like, why is the game Monday?
I mean, the football national championship's also on Monday.
Yeah,
it's
but
stupid.
That makes sense because there's
A
NFL.
week after the championships, like a week after.
What?
Or how many days after is it?
It's
What?
Saturday. It's Saturday and
It's
Monday.
Saturday and Monday.
Why not do Friday and Sunday, or Thursday and Saturday?
Bro,
I
what's
think
wrong with
Thursday
Monday?
and Saturday. No, because the
Monday's
main
just
like I
weird.
feel like they market it for the main attraction not to be in the national championship. The main attraction is the Final Four, so they put that in the prime
Okay.
time spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got something. You got something.
I
to do
guess
on Monday.
they want money, and you're gonna get double the money for that than you are in the national
Yeah.
championship. I get that. I guess that makes sense. Friday and Sunday, but I don't know. Monday just feels like an odd day to have a national championship, in my opinion.
Speaking of college sports, oh my god, this segue I'm about to make is beautiful.
No one cares about South Carolina baseball.
South Carolina baseball is ranked number 9, leads the country in home runs. Just wanted to point that out there. Now we can transition into MLB baseball. You're welcome. But I wanted to get that in there. Go Cox.
Isn't it crazy how South Carolina can have a top 10 team in every sport except the two biggest, basketball and football?
We went to the Final Four in basketball in 2017, and our football program is actually on the rise.
Dude, Spitball fans, Frank was in the way of Spencer Rattler. He
Yeah,
was in
I saw
Spencer
Spencer
Rattler's
Rattler
way.
out. It was pretty cool.
Why didn't you ask him to interview on the pod?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we're there yet in our growth progress.
I would love to have him on.
That would be electric. Spencer, buddy, if you're watching this.
Just like
Buddy.
one quick question. Or just tell me, shout out Spitballz.
Guys, comment down below. Comment down below if you think Frank glazed up Spencer Rattler when he
I
saw
did
him.
not. Dude, oh my God. The
Spencer!
glazing that I witnessed was insane. It was actually ridiculous. Like, it was more dudes than women. Blazing the fuck out of him. But I let him be.
Dude, someone is playing Redbone on their like trumpet or something, or guitar. That's it. Yeah.
I'm learning how to play guitar this summer.
The kid across from me has an electric guitar, and he's just playing it. That's tough.
You'll tell us, what if you're the worst guitar player of all time?
I'm gonna learn. My sister has a guitar.
Frank doesn't know shit.
She's giving it to me.
Oh, I have no idea how to play this thing.
I'm just strumming. Frank looks like he could be a country singer.
All right. Baseball.
What are we predicting?
Division winners, playoff picture, and league winners and champion. We can do awards too, but I don't really know enough to predict awards.
No, let's do mid-season awards. Like at
How can we
mid-season.
do that?
We'll do our awards.
Well, at mid-season, we'll do the awards. Okay, that sounds good. So we're doing division winners, wild card teams, league winners, and World Series winner.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's really not.
All right, let's go.
All right, we'll start with the AL East.
Are we going every single spot or just the winner?
Just the winner.
All right,
Bro, the AL East is so mid, bro.
Cap. We're gonna have 3 playoff teams. I clock that 3 playoff teams.
Yankees are winning it.
Bro, the Rays mid.
The Rays
Orioles
every
bad.
year the Rays are mid, and every year they make the playoffs because the Rays are never mid.
That's a good point.
Bro, you can make the playoffs and be mid.
Yeah, but every year
It's hard to make the
and then
baseball.
they're
You
like
really
100
can't.
win team.
If you
What?
make the playoffs, you're a good team.
The MLB
it's
is the hardest sport to make the playoffs.
They lost to the Guardians in the first round.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill Steve.
He's just like a hater of every team.
Bro, you're the biggest hater we know, so.
I'm a Jets hater.
Bro, like, praise on people's downfall.
Greg, you are a Yankees hater, so shut up.
Obviously, I'm
Yeah, he's hating on the Rays for some reason. Like,
Bro, are you
he hates the Yankees so much that he has to make their competition look worse in order for the Yankees to look worse when they beat them.
Bro, literally name 3 players on the Rays.
It doesn't matter because every year
Like,
they're just good. They just find these guys like Randy Rosarena and just out of nowhere become good. Also, Wander Franco, Randy Rosarena, and Tyler Glasnow.
Bro, is Glass not even on the team, bro?
I actually don't
Hasn't
know.
pitched in years.
I actually don't. I think he's not playing this year.
I kind of missed that conversation, but the Rays, you could say they're mid a million times, but they find ways to win games. They just
Red Sox, god awful.
The Red Sox suck.
Orioles, bad.
The Orioles,
Orioles might not be terrible.
Bro,
Right,
Orioles are gonna make the
there's
wild
not
card
bad
this year.
teams in every division. Like we have 3 teams that right now are favorites to make the playoffs. Like,
Alright, but
you act like this isn't the best division in the American League.
because there's like one good team outside of that. It's the Astros.
All right.
Yankees-
Regardless of that, the Yankees are going to win the division.
Same.
Blue Jays.
D1 hater.
Doesn't even
D1
like he's
hater.
laughing.
Doesn't even believe it. Tess, I'm assuming you're picking the Yankees.
Yes.
Now we go to an actual shit division, the AL Central.
I'm gonna surprise some people. I'm gonna say the White Sox.
I like the White Sox, but I'm going Guardians.
I feel like everyone's too high on the Guardians. I want to be different.
Bro,
I like the Sox.
the White Sox lost like the Braves. He's like the only player on their team.
They're a good team. They get hurt a lot. They get hurt every year. And if they have one year where they don't get hurt, I think they'll be a good team. It's not like a hard division to win. I don't think the Guardians are winning 100 games.
Yeah, no, they're not. 9.
What do you think is going to be a
92
big?
games.
What's
That's
going to
the
be a
winner.
big injury this year?
You can
Like-
just predict injuries, like
I don't know.
just
Like,
picking a name out of a hat.
who do you think?
Yo, baseball players get injured way too often.
I do. The Yankees players specifically.
Yankees pitchers specifically.
Prediction:
Anyone the Yankees sign or trade?
20 games into the regular season, the Yankees are not going to have a single pitcher from their original 5 guys
Well, they already only have 2 left.
healthy. It's going to be all guys that were not the top 5. Watch.
All right, Greg, who's winning the AL Central?
Guardians.
Cardinals?
Guardians.
Guardians. Yeah, I was like, what? Cardinals are not in it. Yeah, okay. Can we just skip the AL West?
It's the Astros.
I want to pick the Mariners, actually.
Well, you're just picking wrong, man.
Kidding.
The Oakland A's.
I think the Mariners actually. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they could win 90
The
games.
Oakland ass.
I think they could win over 90 games.
All right. NL East.
We're not going to go wild card.
Oh, we can do the wild card for the AL first. Yeah, that's fine.
I actually.
Mariners.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mariners, Blue Jays, Rays.
I kind of want to leave out the Blue
Yankees,
Jays.
White Sox.
I'm going to go Rays, Guardians, and Mariners.
Mariners,
You don't think the Blue Jays
Twins,
make the playoffs?
Orioles.
I love that, Tess.
What did you say,
Orioles.
Tess?
Orioles are
Mariners,
in
Twins,
this year.
Orioles.
And Rays and Blue Jays are not making the playoffs.
That's
Yeah.
great.
You said Twins?
Dude, the Blue Jays aren't that good.
I know. I didn't pick them in the playoffs either. I'm also a Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays are my least favorite team currently in the division.
Bro's a
Me?
Vlad hater.
I mean, the Red Sox aren't good enough to hate right now.
What about the Astros?
No, I said in the division.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
No, I still hate the Red
I
Sox.
hate I don't like Bo Bichette. I don't really like Vlad.
Bo plays with like a swag that I love.
Vlad just like let us celebrate his house. That was pretty nice, but
Frank's kind of gay for Bo.
I do like Bo Bichette.
I don't.
No reason.
All
All right.
I know.
East.
And at least
Yeah.
the defending champs, right?
Yep. That's my pick too. It's gonna be my pick as well.
You did
What are they? 3 in a row defending champs? 2? I don't know.
like 6.
I'm going with the Phillies.
6? It's 6?
I'm pretty sure.
Phillies.
I actually didn't even know that.
I don't think anyone's won it since the Mets won it in 2015.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with the Braves.
I'm going with the Phillies. The Phillies.
I'm gonna assume Greg's going with the
I said Mets, bro.
Metropolitans.
Every time they have expectations, they come into the season, everyone thinks they're gonna be good. And sometimes they are good, but they always find a way to disappoint when it
They did
matters
win
the
100.
most.
Bro, they only won 101 games last year.
I mean, we're
They
gonna
win the division.
like let's be real. We're
Dude,
gonna
they're
look
going to
back-
be in shambles
It's
without
gonna
their
be in the
guy.
middle of August, and we're gonna look back at this, and the Mets are gonna be up 13 games. But by the
Because
time the
they're gonna
season ends,
Crumble.
it's gonna be the Braves are gonna be ahead.
Dude, the
They'll
Phillies,
fall off the
the-
wagon for the Mets every time.
bro,
Every-
the Phillies have like such a good lineup. Like
I'm low-key.
They have such a good lineup.
Schwarber, Harper,
Schwarber.
Turner.
Schwarber's
Just shut up. Shut up. After the shit I've gone through.
Say it.
Schwarber.
Shut up.
Who's the Phillies DH test?
The Phillies?
Yeah,
Isn't it Schwarber?
Yeah.
I just want to hear you say it again.
Bryce Harper.
Schwarber.
Harper's not playing for
Schwarber.
the first half of the season, so
Didn't Real Muto get hurt or something?
no, Harper.
So-
Harper's
No,
out for-
some-
Real Muto played in
These
the
Phillies have a crazy lineup, but like their bullpen is just always ass. But it's like, they just
I have
blow.
a hard time believing in the Phillies. They're just
Yeah, but the
I wouldn't be
Braves
surprised.
have proven it time
like
and time
it's
again.
so hard to pick against the Braves until they prove me wrong.
Yeah.
The Braves lost Dansby Swanson, bro.
Yeah, but they're like
They
the
haven't
replaced
him.
Astros are professionals at losing their good players and just reloading.
All right, bro. The Astros lost Carlos Correa and got Jeremy Payne.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I know, but like the Braves don't have a chair.
We don't know that yet.
You don't know that yet.
Nah, I just don't think the Braves have a very good lineup,
Well,
especially now that Acuna's ass.
they're just still gonna win the division.
Sure, buddy.
They've been there. They've done that. Acuna's gonna have a bounce back year. He was kind of mid last year.
Yeah, I feel like Acuna's
he's gonna
got
return to the
this year
MVP
than he was
conversation
last year.
probably.
I don't really think he was ever.
Acuna had a good WBC, right? I think he did. I think he performed quite
I
well.
wasn't watching very many Venezuela games, if I'm gonna be honest.
I saw some clips of him looking electric again.
I'm not gonna lie. Who's good in the NL Central? Like the Brewers.
I would take the Cardinals in.
The Cardinals, yeah, that's what I'm taking.
Oh yeah.
That's the only team coming out of that division.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Then we have the NL West.
There's actually some competition in the NL West this year, which
I
is
think
nice.
Padres.
But I'm still going with the Dodgers.
I'm gonna go Dodgers also.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dodgers always find a way to win.
It's the same thing with the Braves. Like I'm not gonna Braves, Astros, Dodgers. Like I'm not gonna pick against them until one of them doesn't win their division.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on the same wave as Sal right now.
Not
That
even
being
like
said, though, the Padres are going to be the first wild card.
No, I think the Mets are gonna be the first wild card. I think
bro. Not even like because I hate the Astros. I just hope they fall off this year.
as much as I hate the Mets, like they are a good team.
Was it Braves, Cardinals and Dodgers winning the division, and then Padres, Mets, and Phillies as the wild cards last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're running it back exactly the same.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Wait, it can't
Same, man.
it can't be though. It just can't be.
No, but it's going to be.
When was the last time that happened?
I don't know, but
I think
it's going to happen.
I mean, it'll be a different order.
Bro, you guys overrate the Braves so much, bro. That's crazy.
No, yeah, I don't like
You said that
I feel like if you said the Phillies, like
Spitballz. We've had two MLB predictions on Spitballz, and both times me and Frank said Braves, and you told us we were overrating them, and both times the Braves won.
they just win. They're winners.
if you would have said the Phillies, I would have been like, all right, respect. This
I
kid knows
think the
ball.
Phillies are the third best team in the division. Like,
This kid knows
I
ball.
think they're clearly the third best team in the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how I see it.
I don't know.
Like,
dude.
I think the Mets probably I think without a doubt the Mets have the most
If
talent.
I'm a Mets fan, I'm more scared of the Braves
But
than the Phillies.
The Braves just own the Mets right now.
Sure about that?
Yes,
It-
you
it-
just said it yourself. No one else has won the division.
I feel like it's like the AL East where the Rays are the Braves. Like you don't think you're scared of them, but you are when you actually play them. They just beat you for like somehow. They're not better than you on paper, but they beat you. And I feel like that's how I feel about the Rays, and I feel like that's how I feel about the Braves. If that makes sense.
Something's gonna go wrong with the Braves this year, bro.
What could possibly go more wrong than Acuna tearing his ACL?
Matt Olson tearing.
I guess. Well,
All right, now we do the play. All right, who's winning each league?
Yankees
We didn't do our wild
Phillies.
card.
for AL.
I did my wild card.
yeah, I think I did.
Padres, Mets, Phillies.
Mets, Padres. Yeah, Mets, Padres, Phillies. I don't know how much actually Mets, Phillies, Padres. I really don't trust the Padres that much. Great.
What's yours?
Oh, the Braves, Phillies, and Dodgers.
Pass. And you might have
I already
said
did mine.
So wait, Greg, who'd you pick to win the NOS? Padres?
Yeah,
We were the same.
I think we all have the same playoff.
We all picked the same exact
I
playoff.
feel like there's just not as much competition in the NL as there is the AL.
We'll
I
see.
think the
There's a lot of teams in the AL Central that are like
Te-
sneaky. Could
Teams
get
are
a
gonna
wild.
teams are gonna surprise us, and teams are gonna.
You know what? Now that I think like the Brewers could throw themselves in there, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they could, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay, well,
We'll see. That's why we watch 162 games.
Marlins could throw themselves in there.
Marlins could be the Orioles, but I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs.
I don't see the Marlins. I don't think they're ready yet.
All right, now I got.
Since their owner sold them.
I'm gonna go Astros versus Padres. in the World Series.
I'm gonna go Yankees, Mets.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say the same.
I was about to go Yankees, Braves, but I just wanted to be spicy.
Spicy.
Yankees, Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Greg?
Greg, are you going Subway Series too, or
Unfortunately, I'm gonna say Astros. And that's
So
Who's
if I said Yankees, Braves, you would have said Mets, Yankees.
nah. But if like the Astros lose to someone else, like the Yankees can make it.
That's exactly
yeah,
what I'm thinking.
yeah.
So we're not
Like when the Astros almost lost to the Mariners last year.
or when
Yeah.
Anthony Volpe comes up and he's like an Astros killer.
Nah, IKF's gonna be starting.
Kill for that.
What?
IKF's gonna be starting.
Dude,
And then
He gets on base, bro.
if Anthony Volpe hits 230 this year and then hits like a big hit against the Astros, he's a Yankees legend forever already. If like
Yeah, dude,
comes up and hits like a go ahead single, like he's a Yankees legend.
I think he can really bring them over the edge this year. Him and like Oswaldo.
I can't take you serious.
Like instead of like JD and IKF.
I mean, Donaldson's still gonna play.
Nah,
Right,
Boone said JD's
Wait,
gonna have a
wait,
good year.
wait. That takes me into my hot take. I think JD is gonna have a bounce back year, and I think he's gonna be.
Wait. Who's winning the whole thing first? Who's winning the World Series?
Sorry,
Padres. I'm going Padres.
the Yankees.
Actually, no. I'm gonna go Astros. So I'm doing a reverse psychology thing. I'm going Astros.
Yeah, I think the Astros are gonna win again.
Yanks. Yanks.
My hot take: Josh Donaldson is gonna have a very good year. I don't want to say all-star year, but I want to say you're not going to be disappointed in having Josh Donaldson as your third baseman.
God, I hope so because he was my least favorite.
Here's where I got this. Aaron Boone is talking, and he's like, "We loved what he did." He was on Talking Yanks. He was like, "We loved what he did last year in the field," and I think he had a really productive offseason, and he's seeing the ball much better this year, and he still has it in him. And I believe Aaron Boone, and I think he was asked to pick one player that's going to surprise us.
I don't believe
and he picked
anything Aaron Boone says.
Yeah, I don't either.
I believe in Josh.
I don't believe anything he says.
Josh Donaldson is such a smart guy. Like he would make an amazing hitting coach. He just can't hit last year, and I think he's with a full off season. I think
he's just past his prime, bro. Like
did you see it? He did pretty well in spring training.
Spring training, bro.
I'm not saying he's gonna win
MVP. Kyle Higashioka last year.
I'm not saying he's gonna win MVP again. I'm saying he's gonna have a year where you're not disappointed. He's gonna hit above 250. He's gonna hit like 270 with 20 home runs.
If he hits 270,
okay, 250.
I would cream my pants.
250 and 20 home runs at least. 75 RBIs.
All right, as long as he's not striking out every at bat in the playoffs.
I don't think he's gonna be bad.
Honestly, like for being honest, like the Yankees regular season probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
They just need to perform in the playoffs, which they haven't shown that they've been able to do.
Yeah.
So I hope to God he can perform in the playoffs.
I feel like there's like 5 or 6 teams that really don't care about the regular season, and
Yankees, Astros, Dodgers,
Mets, and Braves. In my opinion.
All right, can we do hot takes?
That was my hot take.
Oh my God, Tess is giving his first hot take in like a month and a half.
I'll go last.
So long.
Frank.
My hot take. I think Steelers are gonna get Jalen Carter.
What pick do they have?
17.
Yeah, they're totally gonna get Jalen Carter. It's gonna piss me off. But yeah,
he's so good, bro. It's so far.
Is he a linebacker or something?
No, I don't know if he falls that far.
Didn't he have like a terrible pro day?
He did have a bad pro day.
Bro, look at dude. Just literally watch.
I know he's a monster on. I don't think there's any way he falls that far.
He literally lifted up LSU's offensive lineman and just chucked him back. It was crazy.
I don't think there's. I'm sorry, Greg. I know you love him for some reason, but I don't think he falls that far. Like before this whole incident, he was supposed to be the first overall pick.
Could you imagine
that guy?
But there's no way he falls out of the top 7.
But Will Anderson is probably gonna be the first defensive player draft.
Well,
All right, even if the 4 quarterbacks go ahead of them and Will Anderson,
wait, where did the Steelers
receivers
pick?
suck.
I
Corners don't really go that high. It's gonna be offensive and defensive linemen, I feel like, and corners in there mixed in.
Dude, imagine a front four of Cameron Hayward, Jalen Carter, TJ Watt, and Alex Heisman.
That's just not gonna happen though, because
Like,
Carter's not gonna fall to the Steelers. It's not gonna happen.
He's got to fall to 17.
My hot pick is that at the midseason mark, the Orioles will have the first wild card spot. They may collapse from there, but they have a very young team and a lot of excitement in Baltimore, which I think is going to propel them to a fast start. I think they start really hot and then they cool down.
Exact opposite. I think they're young and inexperienced, so they're going to get off to a slow start, and they're going to have one of the best records in the second half in the MLB. But they're not going to. It's not going to be enough. That's what I would if I was.
Well,
Could see
isn't
both
that what
sides.
happened? Isn't that what happened last season?
That's what happened. But I
That
think
is
they have a
exactly
little more experience under their belt. They're still like this is coming into the season. This is the highest people have thought about the Orioles in a very long time.
They've never played
Hunter
as good as
Henderson.
they have for that second half last year, and I don't know if they can just carry that on. I think it's going to take some time to get back to that level. Probably not as much time as last year was way too late. It was like the last month.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna. I don't think they're gonna go off in April and May.
I think the way I see it, they start hot and they get brought back down to earth a little bit. But because I feel like it happened to like that Gunnar Henderson's a rookie this year, right? Like you saw it last year with a bunch of rookies that started so fast for no reason.
We'll see. We'll see.
And they kind of cooled. So
I don't like that take.
you don't like it?
No, I think it's.
I
I
don't
actually
like
think
the
it's
face.
completely wrong. Like the complete opposite.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I think we end up in the same record.
This
Though.
starts on Thursday. Yeah, we end up at the same record. They just missed the playoffs.
I told
My hot take is that the Islanders are going to beat their first round opponent.
Oh,
It's gonna be
fuck.
the Bruins. They're gonna
Dude.
smack the fuck out of the Bruins.
nah,
Dude,
they're actually probably not.
Other than the,
You
like,
gonna play the Canes?
Rangers, other than the Rangers, they probably have the most playoff experience.
The
Arguably
Bruins,
best
the
goalie.
Canes,
Yeah,
Arguably the best
Penguins.
goalie.
the Penguins. Yeah,
The Penguins are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're gonna be. It's
Aren't they
probably
below the
gonna be the
Isles?
Islanders and the Penguins in the wild card.
And the Panthers, but Panthers
The
lost.
Panthers are gonna. They're. I think they had their run. I think they're done for.
Yeah. They're a game behind the Island, or they have one less game played and 6 less points.
the Panthers aren't making it.
Like, the
Um,
Islanders, they're just like a tough team to like.
They because they have all their games are low scoring. So like one goal either
Yeah.
way, and they can win. They can win 4 games.
Yeah, but like,
That's playoff hockey for you.
they play down, but that really doesn't matter in the playoffs.
Dude, like the Devils, like one of the fastest, best goal scoring teams. I can't remember the last time they scored like more than 4 goals against the Isles. Like it's just so hard to do.
Yeah, if they get Barzell back,
And like I said, like
And the
like
Panthers
my
were-
hot take last week was that the Bruins were going to lose in the first round because they're
Yeah, I
going to
don't know
play
about
either
that.
the Islanders. or
That's what it
Penguins.
matters.
I think the Islanders match up so well against the Bruins,
We'll see.
and if they play the Canes, like that's just going to be. It's every game is going to be 1-0, 2-1.
I think the Islanders do match up very well against
If
the
you-
Canes.
If you steal one game in Carolina against the Canes, you win the series.
It's not going to
bro,
be.
I wanted to play the Devils in the first round, bro.
And Svechnikov got hurt too, right? On the somebody big got hurt in the
Yeah, I think it was special.
I don't know.
There's a window here for the Islanders.
There's a path. There is a path.
I'm hyped for
So-
playoffs. Man.
But
Dude,
in the
playoff
way of the Islanders' path is going to be the New York Rangers at some point.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Well, we're gonna get Rangers Devils first round, more likely than not.
Yeah, we could
Which
get
is gonna be-
we could get the whole area gauntlet, like the tri-state area gauntlet. Play,
Yeah.
play the Devils, play the Islanders, then we're in the ECF again.
Could play the Penguins there, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Could play the Bruins. Could play the Bruins.
Bro, I think, dude, the Penguins, like,
Yeah.
I could so
Well,
see them.
we would play the. We would play.
So
the
we
Bruins.
wouldn't play the Islanders and then the Bruins.
Oh,
Islanders or
Another hot take. I think the Leafs are gonna sweep the Lightning. The
See, I
Lightning?
would go the other way. Is that not
Dude,
not
the
the Lightning?
Lightning?
See, the
But
Lightning
I
are
would say
not
that
good
the
this
Lightning.
year. The Lightning
It doesn't
fell off.
matter
Remember-
how much better the Leafs are than the Lightning. The Lightning will beat them in the
The
playoffs.
Lightning fell off, dude.
Bro, they're like losing to like terrible teams every night, bro. It's crazy.
Dude, no. Also, I think that the Penguins might if they make the playoffs, they're getting swept.
Yeah.
Like
I
they're
don't.
so.
How can you count out these teams that are the Lightning, the Penguins?
Bro.
How can you count out these teams that
Dude,
are
the
so
Penguins don't do
superior?
anything anymore that would make me believe that they can compete.
But dude, I'm never gonna count out Crosby and Malkin and fucking Letang. Like, never gonna do it.
It's a new era. It's a new age, man.
I know, and the Capitals are gonna miss the playoffs for the first time in forever, which is awesome.
Good, bro.
And this is probably the last year of Penguins being competitive.
We said that. We said that last year. After
Okay,
they lost to the Rangers, everyone's like, "Yeah, no, this is it. Like they're breaking up."
Well, they did fall off after that.
They didn't break up.
No, but I mean, if they don't make it past the first round again, they could be it.
What team do we think Bedard goes to?
What?
English?
What team do we
What
think
team do we think
goes
Bedard goes to? That's what he said.
Or what
This
team
is
do we
gonna be
hope
the-
he goes to? Montreal. Ooh,
I think it's gonna be the Blue Jackets.
that would be so terrible.
I can see that.
I hope it's like the Sharks or something cool.
Yeah, I just want him to go somewhere where he makes them competitive.
The Canadians would be cool.
Yeah, that would.
They need a guy.
Now here's the guy.
Now here's a guy.
All right, Spitball
Yeah.
fans, it's
So-
time to go because I have to poo.
Very excited for playoff hockey and baseball season and the Final Four. It's a great week of sports coming up.
Hell yeah.
Draft-
Rangers play the
draft
Devils on
into your seat.
Thursday, potentially for second place in the division.
Home ice advantage. Even though
The Rangers have
It's
home
gonna-
ice advantage,
Predator Sun is going to be home ice either way for us.
but more home ice advantage. So yeah, excited for that. Thank you guys for watching. Follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram, share it with your friends, your moms, your grandmas.
No
Peace.
doubt.
See ya.